Tim, yesterday's performance, obviously a really good rebound from the team and personally yourself. What did you make of it?
Yeah, I think I said after the game it was probably our first game this year where we've had a four-quarter performance. So we've been lacking in that area of just being consistent, each quarter. So
just wait up. Sorry. Jet.
Coming every 2 minutes.
Yeah, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, so I thought we got that yesterday. So it was important that we bounced back after disappointing last week.
Your own performance, where do you rate that in terms of your career? Obviously down Shuey and Yo in there as well, and someone needed to stand up. How did you rate that?
Oh, look, I thought it was a good game. I don't think it was near, one of my best. But I think I've had some games where I've been able to be very damaging and hit the scoreboard and things like that. So I thought I was good around the contest, and it helps having a bit more freedom than the past few weeks. So I was just happy to get my hands on the ball.
No, Shuey and Yo. Were you surprised a little bit that you didn't get tagged, given that there wasn't the skipper there and Yowie?
No, I think the Fremantle boys are up and about at the moment. They were pretty solid again yesterday, and I wasn't surprised that they didn't come in with a tag. I knew they'd back themselves in, and as they should.
How do you balance the assessment of your own games when you talk about damaging on the scoreboard versus damaging in that congestion, helping others to potentially be damaging on the scoreboard? What do you view as more important for yourself to be doing well?
For me, I think I can be damaging around the contest as well as hit the scoreboard. So I feel like I'm at my best when I'm doing both. So that's sort of a complete game for myself.
You said it wasn't even near your best. That's a lot of footy that is better than yesterday. We thought was outstanding.
Oh, look, I don't get me wrong. I thought I was good yesterday, no doubt. In particular around the contest, but you always look at opportunities missed, and I kicked 2 points yesterday. So it is what it is.
When you look back to last year, your best game of the year was probably that St Kilda one when everyone was injured as well. You seem to relish the responsibility that comes with needing to be the leader of a midfield or be one of the key damaging players on the day with everyone else not out there?
Look, I don't feel like I carry. I think as a collective we do. Personally, I don't try and go out there and make it all about myself and stand taller than I have to. But no doubt, missing Shuey and Yo, would love to have those players in there. But with the guys we got out there, with our mids, we've got such good depth, and Dom Shee's becoming a star, and Redden and Gaff have been consistent for a long period of time as well, and Nick in there and the other guys who we have floating through that time. So I feel like as a collective we share that load, and I thought we did that yesterday.
TK, are you a bit surprised at how much you won by?
I think, look, it was a pretty close. It felt a lot closer than that, and I felt like we. It was a bit of an arm wrestle towards the back end that third quarter, and then we sort of, got on top and sort of got away with it in the end. So, yes and no.
Were you expecting the big tackle as well? After the last couple of weeks, were you a bit surprised that they didn't send someone to you? I think you had 15 possessions in the last quarter.
No, I'm not surprised. Like I said, the Fremantle boys, they've been up and about lately. They've been playing pretty good footy. Mondays, wound back the clock, and Fife's Fife, and their youngins are really, playing some good footy as well. So, I wasn't surprised at all. Yeah.
In terms of the third quarter, obviously it was a free-flowing, pretty open game in that first half. From out there, right in the middle of the contest, what did it feel like that you guys were doing far greater than Fremantle, especially in that second half?
I felt like we started to get on top around the ball, and it wasn't necessarily pretty football. It wasn't Nick sort of hitting the perfect tap and Sheed getting it clean and breaking free. So I think we just made it a bit of a scrap, and I felt like the more we did that, the better we looked. So and we were winning those scraps. So. Yeah.
The challenge now obviously is to take what you've been doing here on the road. How do you harness what you've been able to do against Port Adelaide, Collingwood and now Fremantle and take it over there on the road?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us is to generate our own energy. you know, and celebrate, you know, team actions on the field. And we had to do that yesterday because we didn't have our fans there. So that's the challenge. No doubt, look, obviously playing the way we play, but I think it's important, especially when you're away, to you got to celebrate the little things, which I think we do really well here with our crowd. Our crowd does that for us naturally. So that's a challenge for us. Yeah.
I imagine a fast start away probably does that then, because obviously you kick a couple of early goals, you're naturally going to be on a bit of a high. Is that sort of, I guess, the major focus there?
Yeah, you always want to start well, especially away. So, yeah, you start to get a few doubts once the opposition, especially when you're on the road and the opposition kick a few quick goals. So that's a challenge for us, is to start well, you know, play our way for 4 quarters, and that should hold us in good stead.
Are you aware you set an AFL record, TK, with the most possessions without a mark? How do you explain that? No marks yesterday. Was it your extra work, your hard work?
I actually did become aware of that. A couple of my mates have tagged me in those, but yeah, I don't know. Boys didn't want to kick me the ball. I was working hard for it, but yeah, it is what it is.
And mate, you got to tell us about the team photo, the circle game. Whose idea was that, mate?
I'm not too sure. I was actually chatting with Jermaine after the game. He was showing me the team photo, and it was a bit of a laugh. But there's a few funny stories going out about that. But I think it was just nothing more than a bit of horseplay, and I believe it's a game that everyone plays, and someone gets punched afterwards if you look at it. So yeah, I think it's nothing more than that.
In terms of Jermaine still living with you, Tim?
No, he's actually not. He's moved out a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, the house is a bit more quieter without him.
How did you see his sort of, I guess, the last month or so? I think yesterday was probably one of his better games. Obviously the intensity there, but how have you seen him in the last few months?
Yeah, he's, you know, JJ. He's been cracking in, and you know, he's been trying to get a good understanding of what you know, Simo and the team expects of him, and it's been a little bit of a challenge with the way he naturally plays, and at times it's. I think Simo touched on it yesterday, but it's the challenge for him is getting that balance of his natural game and what the team needs him to do. So I believe yesterday had a little bit more freedom than what he has in previous games, and you know, he was able to play to his strengths and hit the scoreboard and get plenty of the ball as well. So yeah, I thought he was awesome yesterday.
In terms of your defensive lineup, and you don't have Gov, Tommy Barracks down there, and Shannon Hearn, you're probably not going to have any of them again this week. Did you have to tweak anything the way you set up in the stoppages or the structure, the team that is, or individually yourself, in terms of trying to help out the defence and make it, I mean, I guess, a little bit uglier than ever? Yeah, definitely. As a midfield group, you know, we just didn't want Fremantle to be able to, you know, walk out the front of the stoppage, and you know, we wanted to make sure that we had heat on the contest. And I felt like the first half our backs were probably under the pump a little bit. I felt like it was a bit of a shootout at times. You know, we'd win it straight from the centre, and we'd kick goals and go back to the middle. They'd do the same thing. So I thought we changed that up in the second half, so the backs were able to see where the ball's coming, and yeah. So I felt like they were a lot more settled in the second half. But no, they were awesome. How about your medal? You've got the medal. Have the boys got that at home, or where's that at the moment?
Yeah, that's at home. Yeah, Jermaine actually has been trying to fight me for it. He reckons he got robbed, but no, he didn't. Yeah, no, it's at home. Yeah, boys are. I got home, put it on my oldest son's head and over around his neck, and then he threw it off, and yeah, it's somewhere at home.
There's been a lot of talk this year, Tim, about your physical condition, how fit you look compared to last year. There's been a lot of success that you were carrying it away last year, and you're back to your own complete peak at the moment. How do you respond to that? How much fitter are you this year compared to last year?
Look, I feel good. You know, I feel like I'm probably covering the ground a bit better, and that probably helps being a little bit lighter. But it wasn't, I think there was a few articles floating around, trim Tim, all this stuff. Like I haven't really lost too much weight. It hasn't been a dramatic change at all. So yeah, I just think I'm covering the ground a little bit more. I've had a solid pre-season and worked really well with, you know, our strength and conditioning guys here. So yeah, I think it's paying off.
Are you fitter than last year? You feel?
Oh, maybe slightly. Yeah.
And having as a fourth year playing how is it? Do you feel as fit as you've ever been in the AFL at the moment?
Be pretty close to it, I reckon. Yeah.
Simo reckons you said that you put on more muscle, but he wasn't so sure when you first got in. What did you think? Do you think it was muscle, or did you think it was weight when you first got in?
I reckon it was a bit of both. It was a bit of both. Look, you always, as a player, you're always looking for areas to improve your game. And, you know, for me, at the end of 2019, it was, what's the opposition doing? What are they? You know, I'm starting to get tagged more. They're starting to push me around a little bit. Need to get stronger. And, you know, with that mindset, probably, you know, took away from what I'm really good at. You know, need to put on a little bit of size, a bit more muscle, be strong in the contest, those sorts of things. So, yeah, I reckon in doing that, probably wasn't the, you know, the best thing for me. But, yeah, I'm feeling really, really comfortable with my weight, and, you know, I still feel really strong and good around the contest, and I'm covering the ground better. So I think that's the biggest thing.
You've got a couple more games in you before the cavalry arrives. It's still going to be on you for a couple more weeks, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, look, as I think, yeah, it'll be a fair few more games before you know, our midfield boys are back. You know, and then, you know, I'm not too sure where the other boys are at, but yeah, it's just important that, you know, I think the game yesterday was important. We responded from a poor performance against Geelong, and now we just got to, you know, it's just about training well this week like we did last week, and, you know, yeah, can't wait. Looking forward. Hawthorn are going to be a good challenge, and you know, as long as we play our way, we'll be okay. No doubt we're missing some players, and we'd love to get them in as soon as we can. But it's just important that as a team, you know, we play our system, and whether personnel change, that shouldn't change the way we play.
Tim, a discussion yesterday at AFL level about possibly postponing the game to the bye round. Is that something the playing group would have been in favour of? I imagine you guys would have been primed, ready to play yesterday, and the idea of just abandoning the game for a viewing probably wouldn't have sat well.
This week's game, or
there was a discussion yesterday about possibly moving the derby to the bye rounds due to the lack of crowd. Would you guys, as a playing group, would have supported that, or would you think that might be the way to go?
Not too sure. I mean, it depends what would you know, be the domino effect from that. So yeah, I'm not too sure what the boys would have rathered.
Now you won, it was the right decision, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe.